How long has it been since you've seen me? Has the mud nest under the eaves been empty for many years? Do you remember the last time you saw me bustling under the eaves? That nursery rhyme about the little swallow in its flowered clothes, coming here every spring, does it still echo in your memory? I am that swallow. But today, our silhouettes are becoming rarer and rarer. It's not that we don't want to come back, but every step of the journey home is soaked in tears of blood. A body of 18 grams must risk a 60% mortality rate, crossing a 12,600-kilometer corridor of death. This is my journey, year after year, where I risk my life to return under your eaves. The spring wind arrived particularly late this year. The surface of the river in South Africa reflects a cold light. I landed on a dead branch, my claws gripping the bark, trembling slightly. Beneath me, just as a companion dives to clean its feathers, the water's surface explodes in a murky swirl. The sharp teeth of the tigerfish tear through the calm and tear through him as well. Seeing my companion disappear, fear seized me. But our wings must remain light. These grains of sand, barely visible to the naked eye, make every flap of the wings feel as heavy as wet cotton. But the shadow under the water has no pity for the hesitant. The slightest hesitation leads to a bottomless abyss. To survive by skimming the water's surface is already a great fortune. I am not afraid of the shadow under the water. I just know that dirty feathers will consume 2/10 more of my strength. And that little bit of strength could decide whether or not I can leave the desert alive. After flying 3,000 kilometers, an endless meadow appeared beneath my feet. The gigantic bodies of African elephants crush the waves of grass. The herds of zebras kick up dust. Our migration route intersects with that of these behemoths. It is our millennial pact. Only by harnessing the strength of these giants can we awaken the life hidden in the blades of grass. I stopped on a blade of grass to catch my breath, my chest aching with hunger. The footsteps of the elephant herds stir up swarms of insects. I wove through the insects, every snap of my beak perfectly precise. 10 insects per minute, it's neither a lot nor a little. These small, protein-rich lives are life-saving food in the desert. But I also understand that if I eat too little, I won't make it through the desert. If I eat too much, my wings won't bear the weight. This is the most basic law of survival on the migration path. I dare not stop for a moment. After swallowing the last grasshopper, I set off again in a hurry. I fly through forests, over rivers, day after day, heading towards the desert. Apart from the sound of my beating wings, there is only the whistle of the wind through my feathers. The wings are the ruler that measures heaven and earth. Each flap is a bargain with gravity. I flew over fields of flowers, where the butterflies were more vibrant than my feathers. I also flew through human cities, where tall buildings stood like silent giants. Day and night alternate, and I've forgotten how many rivers, how many forests I've crossed. I only feel the air growing drier and drier. The wind begins to carry the smell of sand. The Sahara is near. When the heat wave rose like an invisible wall of fire, I knew the real ordeal was beginning. The midday sand can roast a beetle. I have seen the bodies of my kind lying on the dunes, their wings still spread, like silent signposts. But I dare not stop, because to stop means to never again see that silhouette preening its feathers under the eaves. Fly. This 18-gram body is merely a letter of blood sent by genes to England. The sandstorm rose without warning, the yellow sand like countless tiny knives cutting at my feathers. The 40-mile-an-hour wind tossed me about. I did my best to cling to a dry blade of grass, listening to the crackle of sand against my feathers, listening to the cries of my companions in the wind. The sands of the Sahara have already swallowed 15% of my kin. But I also know that on the path of migration, there are no heroes, only survivors fighting for their lives. The wind and sand subsided, and I continued to fly. The burning pain in my throat is mixed with the taste of blood. My consciousness teeters on the edge of a burning darkness. Until the water vapor from an oasis hit my nostrils, I nearly tumbled into the water. The moment my beak touched the surface, a coolness spread through my veins. It turns out that the sweetness of being alive is the first ray of hope found in despair.